frustration is every time we come out, you know, there are hundreds of lifetime problems out here that nobody's doing anything about.
Structurally, it's not sound anymore.
I don't rent cars to people, I rent cars to studios. I'm one of the people who provides vintage vehicles for motion picture industry.
They are losing in this decisive battleground. All across the country, blockades are down.
Human rights under attack! We say fight back!
I think it's wonderful. It's for my work with a crippled.
But Donna and Warren didn't spend the weekend with me.
They pulled Brokaw off that and they sent over Willard Scott for the weather.
I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you.
But when you have a black chart, it means that a lot of people that probably wouldn't get the opportunity to get into the mainstream chart.
October 7th, 1989 was the day you came together with those who make their homes on the streets of America, offering them hope to replace their despair. It's a shame that we all share. Sadly, there are times when America is not so beautiful. It started 2 days earlier when you boarded the special charter flight bound for our nation's capital, never forgetting the reason you were there.
Come on out! Come on out! Be there!
We're housing now, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Housing now.
On board, there were no egos and no frills, just a plane chock full of people concerned about the plight of 3 million homeless Americans.
If you look just outside your car window, you'll see them.
There are some people who are being told that they cannot have a roof over their heads. Fathers and mothers are being told that they cannot provide homes for their children.
This is the future of America we're looking at. The memories and the scars that come from this experience is going to affect America.
On Saturday morning, it was up and at 'em to rally for the press. Here you vented your anger and frustration.
It's very difficult for me to enjoy the quality of my life in the richest country in the world when something as immoral as this is going on. So,
to the homeless, please forgive us, for we know not what we do. We continue to do it over and over again. God bless all of you for being here. Thank you.
When I stand in front of you today and I look around at these people, I feel just like those people last night. I say, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming to be with us. God bless you.
Beautiful, you know. Just the unity with everybody, and I just felt great. I really am so happy I did this, and I thank God for giving us this opportunity to help somebody, you know. And I hope it helps, and I think it will.
It was wonderful. I'm not comfortable living in a nice house and doing all that and having all those people not have a home. It was the most glorious experience of my life. I really count it as one of the greatest days of my life today.
Homelessness is indeed our national disgrace, but on October 7th, people from all walks of life joined hands and hearts to make Home Sweet Home a reality for millions of homeless Americans.
This is a sight and sound you definitely don't want to experience around your house. These are subterranean termites, which are always around in Southern California, but thrive in very wet years. This termite infestation of a pool house began in the wood sill plate near the damp ground.
Goes right here and right up the wall. And they're coming out right up here.
The termites were discovered while probing a beam in a pool house.
Exactly. Structurally, it's not sound anymore, and it would just drop. Any pressure on it. So what they would do is they wouldn't treat this beam. What they would do is cut it out and replace the whole beam.
How did the termites get up so high?
The only restriction they have is getting back down to the ground where they have moisture. We've found them 20, 30 feet up high into a beam, into a 2x4.
In this case, the damage is serious but limited. Once the damaged wood is replaced, the immediate area can be treated with a termiticide. Now, if the termites are the drywood variety instead of subterranean, a localized area can be treated with termiticide or even heat, but the only guarantee is to tent and treat the whole place like this house. Of course, the residents have to move out while the home is tented and sealed. Then a termiticide is released inside. That will kill all the termites and any other pests that you might have. For the subterraneans, there are new preventative measures. Bait stations containing special wood strips are placed into the ground around the house. They are checked until they show signs of termites. Then the bait is replaced with a poison that is carried back to the colony, killing off the colony, in many cases, several nearby colonies. The exterminator business is expected to boom this year.
What'll happen this year because of El Nino, especially with subterranean termites, is we'll have more swarms, so more people will know that they have termites.
So these guys are getting ready to swarm. And then the ones with the wings will pair off and form new colonies.
The march began at noon at Whittier and Soto Streets, with Mexican-American support groups from all over the state taking part. The line stretched for nearly a half mile, with men, women, and children from as far away as Oakland, Fresno, Reedley, Santa Barbara, Madera, Long Beach, and Van Nuys. The demonstrators are protesting Governor Pete Wilson's recent veto of Senate Bill 112, which would have provided federal funds to teach English and history to thousands of amnesty applicants and other Mexican-American immigrants.
After walking about 3 miles across town without incident, the demonstrators gathered here at the State Street Recreation Center for a rally.
After circling the park, they gathered around to listen to a few speeches and deliver a direct message to the governor. The featured speaker was State Senator Art Torres.
Nunca vamos a parar porque esta legislación y este derecho es de nosotros.
Well, the Republicans have consistently said they want Mexican Americans to learn how to speak English. They want English as the official language. Yet when we have an opportunity not to raise taxes, but to get access to federal funds, he vetoes legislation. We don't think that's the right way to go.
Torres plans to introduce new legislation to provide funds for English education of Mexican American immigrants, and says demonstrations like this one should convince the governor not to veto it next time. In Monterey Park, Bob Dunn, News 13.
The first stage of the protest took place around noon in front of the State Building downtown. The small but vocal crowd began with roughly 36 gay rights activists. As others arrived, the group got louder and took their protest some 3 blocks through the streets of downtown. Destination, the Ronald Reagan Building, home of the governor's Los Angeles office, where state police locked the doors. The colored water, symbolic of the blood of gay discrimination victims. The broken glass, a symbol of frustration and anger. The standoff with state police, leading to the arrests of 2 protesters, an indication of commitment to the cause of equal rights for gay men and women. Protesters say the governor has committed political suicide, and they have promised to conduct protests just like this one wherever the governor goes. And that's not all.
There will be a range of responses, from anger on the streets to outing of Pete Wilson staff members. anything is possible in the coming weeks. We are outraged.
If this is a party of homophobes, of fascists, of people who don't believe in the rights of minorities, the rights of women, then our community has no right to be participating in a party that is corroborating in their destruction.
Gay rights activists say they'll bypass the governor and take their case straight to the voting public by putting their own gay rights initiative on the 1992 November ballot. In downtown Los Angeles, Brian Jenkins, News 13.
You could call Scott Bozay one of the hardest driving agents in Hollywood. He wheels and deals like only a few can because, you see, his stars are cars.
I don't rent cars to people, I rent cars to studios. I'm one of the people who provides vintage vehicles for motion picture industry.
From his garage tucked away off the Sunset Strip, Scott keeps all the classics under contract. This is the Bozay Collection, the home of chrome, fancy fins, old ornaments, and the whitest walls in Hollywood, a place where movie makers can rent a part of the past.
I had been a collector of 50s and 60s memorabilia for some time, and when the craze hit in the film industry, it was just a natural.
Serving Hollywood's nostalgia craze is big business. All these cars appeared in La Bamba.
The eye will tell your mind instantly what period it is by the cars that you see going up and down the road. Costumes come in second. The first thing the eye will see is the cars.
Sometimes cars play an even bigger role, from cruising in American graffiti to the more obscure cars that ate Paris. But the studio's favorite automobile seems to be the Cadillac. Scott rented this 1937 model for Bird, this golden oldie for Fletch Lives, and he's tickled pink about the super success of his '59 convertible. While Scott's pink Caddy has starred in dozens of films, including the new Pink Cadillac with Clint Eastwood and Heartbreak Hotel, it was painted white for wise guys.
You know, I was thinking of buying one of these caddies. They handle very nice, Frank.
I'm sitting in the Bozay Collection's newest shining star. This is a '57 Dodge Custom Royale, and you'll be seeing Liz Taylor sitting behind this wheel in her upcoming movie, Sweet Bird of Youth. Making deals on Hollywood wheels. For Scott, it's part work, part passion.
There aren't many people who have the luxury of doing something for a vocation they really enjoy. I really enjoy coming down here and playing with my toys.
I'm Pam Thompson reporting.